Hey there! In this video I want to talk to you about what it means to heal your inner child and how to do that. I know a lot of people have been asking that to me, and I see this question asked very often everywhere I am on social media. How do I heal my inner child? Yes, thank you for this video, but how do I do it? How do I heal myself? How do I call in all those lost and hurt parts, and how do I love myself in such a way that I heal my inner child and that I can be this free and authentic and empowered human being? And I really understand that you ask this question because healing the inner child has become a very popular term and popular words or concepts to use, but not many people really show you or tell you what it means and how to do it. And actually, healing your inner child is very simple. It doesn't mean it's easy. No, it's hard, and you really have to do the work and do your best and show up for yourself every day and take responsibility. But it's not complicated. You do not have to complete this whole journey of 5 years doing breath work, meditations, visualizations, energetic healings, reading all the books about it, stuff yourself with information, do all kinds of weird and mysterious exercises, sit with yourself in silence for 10 years in a cave. Nope, that's not it. It's really simple, and I'm going to explain to you right now what you have to do. So to heal your inner child, or as we can also say, heal and integrate the lost and hurt inner parts of you, or the parts that are standing in the shadow and that you are suppressing or denying, first you have to understand what your inner child is. And actually, it's nothing more than your authentic self, the person who you truly are. The essence, the innocence you were when you were a little child before life happened. Before all these hardships happened to you, before you experienced all these kinds of negative experiences and you suppressed emotions, and maybe you even experienced trauma and you created all these coping mechanisms that you put upon yourself, and masks and identities and roles and everything that you put upon yourself to be safe in this world and to be seen, loved, heard, and valued in order to fit in and in order to survive. So in order for your authentic self, your true self, or your inner child to heal and to come out into this world and play and have fun, your inner child wants to experience that it is safe to express itself authentically in this world. It wants to experience that it is perfect just the way it is. It wants to be seen, loved, heard, valued. It wants to experience connection and attachment. And how do you do that? How do you show a child that it is safe to get out into the world? That it is perfect just the way it is, that it is loved and seen and heard and valued? How do you help a child connect and attach to you? How do you create a playful and light playground for a child? And how do you do that, and how do you show that to this lost, hurt inner child inside of you, the one that you are so desperately trying to heal? Do you do that by forcing yourself to watch personal growth videos over and over and over again, reading all the self-help books that exist, trying to become a perfect version of yourself, and always being busy with trying to become someone you are not today, and maybe that you will never be, but you try to fit this perfect image that you have inside of your mind? Do you do that by saying yes when you actually feel that you want to say no? Do you do that by setting no boundaries? Do you do that by suppressing your emotions? Do you do that by abandoning yourself and your emotions? By numbing yourself? Do you do that by looking in the mirror and judging everything you see? Do you do that by hanging around with friends and family and not sharing your thoughts, not sharing your joys, your passions, your projects? Do you do that by constantly thinking and dreaming about all kinds of cool creative ideas and dreams and visions that you have, but never really starting those projects? Or is that everything that you should not do to a child that already feels unsafe, unloved, and unworthy? Doing all of that is a confirmation for your inner child that there is something wrong with you, because you keep on trying to fix yourself, heal yourself, grow, become better, become something you're not. You keep on procrastinating your creative ideas, and that is a confirmation for your inner child that it isn't safe out there. You keep on stuffing yourself with so much information that your inner child, your inner essence, and you cannot hear each other anymore. You keep on confirming that the wisdom that is living inside of you is worse than the wisdom that you receive from external sources. You keep on denying your own truth. And that's exactly not what we have to do when we want to heal our inner child. For you to heal your inner child, you don't have to do anything else than radically accepting all that you are right now. Stop reading self-help books, stop watching these videos, and start with showing your inner child that the world isn't as scary as he or she thinks. That he or she is perfect just the way it is, by accepting yourself radically and by embracing reality as it is and by becoming who you already are instead of trying to become someone you're not and maybe you never will. And once you radically accept all that you are, your inner child dares to show its true face again. It dares to take a peek and to look out into the world again. And it feels seen and loved and heard and valued. And it feels connected to you and attached to you. And it starts to trust you again. And also you start to trust the world again. And the world becomes a less scary place and you feel more relaxed. You can sink into your body and you can come home. You will stop with fighting, resisting, forcing, pushing. You can sit and invite life to come to you. You can sit and finally cut out all the noise and hear yourself again, hear your heart again, hear your emotions again, feel your emotions, hear your inner child again, your gut feeling, your authenticity, your boundaries, your no, your anger, your joy. So radical acceptance will help you heal your inner child. And also an example. When you, as a little child, are at home with one of your parents, your father or your mother, and your father or your mother is its authentic self at that moment in time. They tell stories, they have this identity, emotions, mood swings, and they have this truth. And then when the both of you go out in the streets and your father or your mother all of a sudden shows a completely different person or identity, this is really confusing for you as a little child. You don't know what is true anymore, you don't know what your reality is anymore, and also it doesn't feel safe, and it confirms the belief and the feeling that the world is a scary place, and to be seen, loved, heard, valued, and safe, and to survive, you have to be someone you're not, so you have to abandon yourself. So what you learn is, I have to abandon myself. Now imagine that this is actually what you are doing to your inner child constantly, where you are the adult, the parent, the mother or the father, and you have this hurt part, this scary part inside of you, this little child inside of you that knows you the best, that knows who you authentically are, because you and the inner child are the same. But every time you go out into the world, you show a completely different identity, or you tell a completely different story, or you say yes when you mean no, or you give and give and give while you have no energy anymore, or you constantly keep on pleasing people and try to be everything that they want you to be. Your inner child feels abandoned, feels denied, and feels betrayed. And that hurts the child. You hurt yourself. Your inner child doesn't know if it can trust you. You don't know if you can trust yourself. And if you cannot trust yourself, the world is also a very scary place. And also you feel a lot of anger and resentment towards yourself, which results in even more self-punishment. So it's a circle, right? A vicious circle all the time. And you are doing this to your inner child when you say yes, when you feel no, when you do not share your preferences, when you do not show your authenticity, when you do not follow your joy, when you say you want to create things but you're not doing it, when you say you want to change things but you're not doing it, when you do not dare to speak your truth or set a boundary at work, when you feel angry but you suppress it instead of communicate and express it. You do this all the time to your inner child. You keep on abandoning yourself. You keep on denying yourself, and also you keep on betraying yourself. It's really a self-betrayal, and that is really detrimental for your relationship and your healing, your becoming whole, your integration with the inner child, with who you truly are. You could see it as if you're split now, and every time you do something that doesn't feel right to the inner child or doesn't feel authentic, you turn your back towards your authenticity and you abandon yourself, you betray yourself. So healing your inner child has everything to do with not abandoning yourself anymore, not betraying yourself anymore, saying no when you feel no, sharing your preferences, speaking your truth, following your joy, discipline yourself, do the things that you say you do. You have to start to build a trusting relationship with yourself again, because your inner child wants to play with you and wants to get out with you in the world, but only if you are your authentic self and you stick with that. It wants to trust you again, but it isn't doing that right now. It doesn't know if it can trust you. Your inner child needs you to stay present with it, with the joys, but also with the heaviness, the heavy emotions such as anger, grief, sadness. It doesn't want to be abandoned anymore. And also watching a lot of Netflix, watching a lot of self-help guru growth videos, reading all kinds of books, numbing yourself with food, drugs, alcohol, superficial relationships. It's all a means to abandon yourself. And that feels like a betrayal to your inner child, which is the opposite of what you want to reach. And this also makes the world an even scarier place, right? Because you keep on proving to your inner child in some way that the world is a scary place, that you should abandon yourself to be loved, seen, heard, and valued, and to survive. And also that you, the host, cannot be trusted because you do not follow your authenticity and your word. So in this way, you do not trust each other, right? The inner child doesn't trust you. And also you do not trust your inner child because it's holding you back, it's blocking you, it's making you experience heavy emotions, or maybe you do not even feel the emotions, but you have addictions, or you feel a lot of emptiness or loneliness inside. Maybe you have a depression or you are burned out and you in some way blame yourself. You do not want to be in contact with that part inside of you, right? I can imagine. But actually what you both crave is healing. That's why you're watching this video. You both crave the connection, the attachment to each other, the integration. You both crave to become one again, to become whole again. And in order to do that, you have to start working together. And how do you do that? Simple. Stop abandoning yourself. Stop numbing yourself. Say yes when you mean yes. Say no when you mean no. Stop hanging out with people that do not feel right to you anymore. Start creating. Start expressing yourself. Set boundaries. Say goodbye to things that aren't working for you anymore. Quit that job. Take that job. Quit the relationship. Say yes to a relationship. Do the things that scare you. Follow your heart. Follow your joy. And start small. Start small. For example, I do not drink alcohol anymore. I do not take drugs anymore. I don't drink coffee. I only drink water and tea. And I do not take sodas, etc. And when I am somewhere and someone makes me a soda, I can do two things. I can feel uncomfortable by saying, I'm sorry, I do not drink soda, but the person has already made the soda, so now I make the person uncomfortable. Or I can say, oh, thank you. Very, very small thing. But the latter, the last option, is abandoning myself, is proving myself that I cannot express who I authentically am in this world because it isn't safe. So I have to go through the resistance and the uncomfortableness. I have to say, I'm sorry, I don't drink soda, but thank you. Start very small. Your inner child is your authenticity. You just have to express yourself authentically. Follow your joy. Wear the pink skirt. Wear the red hat. Express your authenticity. Express your preferences. That is how you heal your inner child. Show yourself, your essence, your heart, and all the hurt and traumatized parts inside of you that it is safe to be who you authentically are. And the only way you can do that and the only way you can heal that is to drop everything that confirms that there is something wrong with you. To drop everything that confirms that you are worthless or not worthy of receiving love. Drop all the addictions. Drop the numbing. Drop the suppression. Be present with what you feel. Cry, scream, shout. Hold yourself. Sing. Dance, wear those crazy socks, go do that new hobby, go create your project. Show your inner child that the world is a safe place to be and start working together. And that is how you heal your inner child, by integrating it, taking it in, holding it, and start with listening to it. Choose authenticity over attachment. You're an adult now. You're safe to do that now. You will survive. Hey there, if you like this video, then please click the like button and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos on all of these topics. My name is Myrthe Glasbergen. I'm the founder of Beyond Psychology, and I'm also an occupational health psychologist, coach, and intuitive singer and creator. And I've created my own method for somatic and emotional healing and inquiry because I strongly believe that the tools of traditional psychologists such as talk therapy and coaching fall short because they focus way too much on cognitive healing, while our true healing takes place on an emotional level. So all my tools contain healing music, spoken word, poetry, and voice healing to help you get into a receptive and investigative state of being from which you can take a deep dive inside your body, stay present with yourself, and heal your suffering at the root. So if you want to work on the topic of this video or one of my other videos, then you can do that in 3 ways. You can work one-on-one with me in my one-on-one practice. You can find the link below. But you can also visit my web shop to find a specific tool for a specific theme. And you can subscribe to Heart Journey. It's my online platform and community for self-discovery, healing, transformation, and growth. You will gain access to all of my tools for healing. And there's a step-by-step journey to help you go from awakening to healing to transformation to embodiment. Thank you for being here and have a nice day.